What's up, everybody? Ruben Garcia here, and I do what I call real estate CIA. C for coaching, I for investing, A for the agent side of the business. And if I look a little yellow, it's because there's literally a gold building shining on me. So I will start off by saying this is my third time, I believe, at an EXPCON. So I got a little bit more reference on the type of quality. The things I want to let you know is who I met, what I learned, and ultimately, was it a bust? So like I do in all my videos, I just want to show you some of the cool stuff I got. This I found on a table. You know, this is going in the Jeep. Represent North Carolina. Come on, let's go. This was pretty cool. Came from a dude from Texas. Look at this. Look at this. I also got this, which I later found out was for your production. There you go. This rocket. This Success Lending type of adapter. And Success Lending cards. Pretty cool. So this year's EXPCON 22 was at the Mandalay Bay. You want me to show you how I know? Mandalay Bay, Mandalay Bay. All these are probably $400 each. Mandalay Bay water. Check it out. I had to take out all of these that were in the fridge. Look at this. Heck no to all of this. Had to put my apples in here, blueberries, grapes, had some other food in here. But isn't that crazy? First off, what is EXPCON? Well, it's one of two very large conventions that they put on twice a year. EXPCON 2022 was a lot different. Something they did different this year is they actually broke it down into different qualifying factors for each agent, team leader. So it had something for newer agents, middle agents, I guess you would say, very advanced agents, team leaders, empire builders. There were all these little masterminds for those specific agents and those specific groups to help them out. It was cool. So was it worth it? Well, we got some free headshots. Again, if you watch my FinCon video, then you know I'm all about some free headshots, no matter what I'm rocking or what I'm wearing. This was probably the best event we've ever had in terms of selling shirts. A lot loved the Only Real Estate t-shirt. I actually gave a few away. I'll talk about that here in a bit. And this one as well. Wu-Tang, baby. And what was really cool, I actually had to stop someone because they were rocking one of my t-shirts. They didn't even know me. So it was cool that somehow my links are getting spread around where other people are buying them all the time, which is awesome to see here at EXPCON. Now, there was also a lot of great things to do at night, but if you know me, I'm basically an old head and I just don't do that. I did step out for the pool party for a little bit, which was pretty cool. I got to talk to some really cool people, talk to some executives, and then give some value to a few people who were looking for it in terms of a podcast, building out their own e-course and stuff like that. It was awesome. I did make a lot of great contacts, 15 very specific contacts that got put into the database, and we're keeping this conversation going. It was a Raleigh referral partner, a Durham, I live in North Carolina, referral partner, and a few other referral partners in other states, including a potential coaching client, which I'm excited about, getting their agents plugged in to some of the stuff that we have to offer as well. Stoked. Now, I do want to say my flight here was a little crazy, cancellations, delays, driving an hour and some change to get to another airport, and the EXP peeps were rooting me on within workplace. It was very cool. I actually got to meet the dude who was rooting me on. He came up to me, he's like, "Glad you made it, brother." I'm like, "Glad I made it too." So that was pretty cool. I met Lewis, who's always on workplace, tagging my name in North Carolina. He don't even know, right? It could be in the mountains, which is forever away, but he'll still tag me to see if one of our partners are in there or near there. And I got to meet him as well, and I had to give him daps, you know? I met another EXP agent who's also a lender with Success Lending, and he gave me some props. Take it away.
What did you just say?
I said I've been watching your videos since I started here, and I've seen you on all the stuff in workplace, and I love your content, and I genuinely appreciate it.
You the man.
Thanks a lot.
Even got to meet some of the students that have been in some of my EXP University classes. All right, in my EXP University classes, one was even super tired. I was like, "Yo, I always keep my 5-hour safety bottle just in case." And I was like, "Here you go, enjoy EXPCon." So that was really cool. Yeah, let me keep going. Now I'm sitting on the ground. Why? Keep things interesting. I met a girl at the event who was working the event. Later found out that her brother and her dad are looking to get into real estate as well. Not one other person here. There's over 6,000 agents. Not one person has talked to her about real estate. And I was like, "Yo, I'm not only a real estate agent," which we made that official. I'm also going to reach out to her dad and her brother to see what they're looking for in terms of a career in real estate. Also got to talk to the event coordinator. Found out his mom is in real estate with a firm that I recently left and came from. There's a lot of stuff that goes on at that firm. And I was like, "Yo, if she needs someone to vent to," not even bringing her over here, but if she just needs someone to vent to because of some of the stuff that's going on, have her reach out to me. I also had a great conversation with one of the OGs of EXP. His name is Dale, and he agreed to come on one of our Be More trainings. So subscribe to my YouTube so you don't miss this, to talk about his story and what he saw from the beginning of EXP and where it's at now. Along with Monica Weekly, who's on the board of directors for the EXP World Holdings company, and she's also going to come on Be More training as well and give value. What does she learn? Where does she see this thing going? So this is a place obviously you make connections with, but you got to apply yourself. Now, I do just want to say real quick, thank you to this guy, Michael Valdez, who's the new Chief Growth Officer of EXP. He really took hold of these events and switched it up. So thank you to this guy, and a big thank you to EXP University. You know I love all of you. You really extend your hand out to me, and just want to say thank you. So I figured I'd sit down for this one because now we're going to go over some of the things that I actually learned. Number one, opportunity. Opportunity is available only if you see it not to be an obstacle, right? Things are going to come at you, but you have to lean into the opportunity, and that's exactly what I did. I was helping host for about 3 hours some of the greatest agents on the planet, them coming up on stage, giving value to everybody, breaking down in the masterminds. I was doing that, but the sponsor didn't show up. So I decided to jump up on stage and just give value for each one of those segments, which were about 15 minutes, straight to the crowd, straight Q&A, over 900 agents in this thing. And so number one, you just gotta lean into opportunity. Another cool thing, within our group, one of the largest, if not the largest team in Oklahoma, actually moved over to our group, got to talk with him, got to meet him, and he said some cool stuff like this.
I'm so new to EXP, I don't even get a picture on the screen. My name's Peter Levinson. I'm out of Oklahoma City area. So my wife got in real estate in 2003. We bought our third home, and she said after buying 3 homes, I know I can do better than these real estate agents in our market. And within 3 years, she was making 3 times as much as I was. And I ran like 4 states for a retail company. So I quit my job, got a cool plastic desk in her office. And so right now we're ranked as just the #1 team in Oklahoma. Real Trends 9th in the nation. We'll do about 1,000 transactions this year. And I'm like in limbo. Everybody comes asking, how long have you been with EXP? I'm like in limbo right now. We're transitioning everyone. I'm in the middle of sessions and answering phone calls and emails of how to transition our team over. So any questions you're gonna have are gonna be so raw.
Also learned, which I didn't even realize, the impact we're making on the environment. What does that mean? There's an estimation of the carbon footprint that we're not leaving behind because of our staff that doesn't have to drive to offices. They were breaking down the math, and it was over 35,800 trees living for 40 years, pulling carbon out of the atmosphere. That's basically what we've done thus far by being a virtual company and not having all this staff all over the world driving to an office. Another big theme, which if you know me, you know this is important to me. It was a big theme of health is wealth, but they went a step further. Glenn actually, which is the founder of EXP, actually partnered with Viome. And Viome is a company that breaks down what they call your RNA. And this is why. They said if DNA can't tell if you're dead or alive, because the DNA is going to be there no matter what, if you're dead or alive, then how can it tell you if you're healthy or sick? So they break it down a step further. What they do is they send you a box, and in this box, they're going to collect some samples from you. Stool, saliva, blood. And through that, they're going to be able to tell a few things. Health scores on full body insights, biological age, gut health, oral health, cellular and energy efficiency, inflammation response, brain and cognitive health, immune system health, and ultimately heart health. What's really cool is once they do that, they make a specific amount of supplements just for you, because you're different, just like I'm different, just like anybody else who's watching this is very different. Their body operates different. This is why if you have twins, one gets sick and one doesn't. Why? Because they're 2 different people. So it's cool that they pull all that information and they find out exactly what your body needs, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. They're even talking about broccoli. Broccoli might not be good for you. We're always taught that, greens are great. Very interested in that. I actually bought myself and my wife a box as well so we can get on top of this health thing, because we got goals to live forever. And they said a few quotes, which I thought was pretty cool. They said, illness can be optional. Just think about that. They also said, we focus on farms, not pharmacy. As you know, Big Pharma is a huge business to maybe keep you sick. I don't know. But it's really cool that they go more for the the natural way of doing things. Glenn even said he wants to make EXP the healthiest company of real estate agents ever. He went on, and I'm telling you, there was a lot of breakouts on this where it was like, okay, you're a top producer, you do a lot of great things, but what does it matter if your body, your mind is sick? You're worn out, you're tired, you're just not healthy. What does it matter? So it's a huge focus on this, and I'm all about it. And I think it's always a pleasure when we get to hear from Jarek Robinson. Who's that? Tony Robinson's son. Also the president of Success Magazine. You know, him and I, we go way back. Of course, he talked a lot about success coaching, a lot of mindset stuff, gave a lot of great stories. He's a great storyteller. He also talked about the stories that you tell yourself turn into habits, which then will turn into beliefs. So you have to kind of choose what the story that you're telling yourself every single day. It's important. He also spoke on allowing yourself to be horrible at something long enough to be great at it. I think, you know, once you look at a lot of people and you're like, man, how did they get to that point? Of course I can't be them. But they don't know about all the horrible things that they went through to become great at it. To suck every single day. To look at themselves in the mirror and say how bad they suck before they finally picked it up. They kept doing it. They failed forward, they failed forward, they failed forward, they failed forward until they finally were able to obtain that. So I thought it was pretty cool. He was like, how long are you going to do something so horrible till you get great at it? And a few of the drop bomb moments in terms of some of the people who are asking, what are you doing in this shifting market? A lot of the people were talking about market with contribution. Don't be marketing by saying, hey, you know, we sold this listing in 3 days, helped Susie buy Bob's home, interest rates are high, but hey, renters are higher, or whatever you're saying. They said market with contribution. Give more to your community. Give more to your past clients. By giving, you're going to receive a lot more. And another thing I really love that somebody said now I'm a goals guy, you know this, but they said, we don't have goals, we have commitments. Now that kind of changes it in your heads, right? Because the goal is that thing that you're going to go for, that you want to hit. But a commitment is a non-negotiable. It's going to happen no matter what. And this one kind of hit home to me. Average people wait for accountability. Now personally, I love an accountability partner. It really becomes more of a team because I made a commitment, I'm going to get it done. You made a commitment, you're going to get it done. And we just find different creative ways while we move up. But I do love that statement. And then 3 really cool hacks for listings. 1, if you don't know Nolly Williams, you gotta know Nolly Williams. I knew him at my last firm before he came over to EXP, and the dude is gold. He said what he does is have the seller do homework before he even shows up to the appointment. One piece of that homework is the seller needs to make 2 copies of keys before he even shows up. Now I like this concept because there's a lot of people in terms of selling their home is ready to know the next step always. I've done this, what is the next step? I've done this one. And before he even shows up, he's already given them directions on what needs to happen next before he even shows up. It shows just how well prepared he is, but also the seller finds accountability and ownership of the process, and it all ties in really well. I thought that was pretty cool. Number 2, he also explains his commission with 6 $1 bills. You may have seen this. So for example, 6%, $3 bills, $3 bills. Buyer side, sell side. For example, commission, don't come after me. Listen, it's all negotiable. I get it. Right? And then the $3 go over here, and these are $3. So then he's talking about, all right, here's the expenses that we're going to put on the property or getting it listed or marketing or advertising and all that. This piece is going to the IRS. Got to pay those bills. Uncle Sam's coming no matter what. And then he slides that other dollar across the table. I was like, this is it. This is me. So what do you really want to negotiate here? It's a good example and a good visual of really where the money's going. A lot of sellers are obviously looking at that and saying, oh, 6%, that's what you're making, baller. And now. So it's a really cool way to just say, it's not all mine. And another person, because this was a whole panel, another person on the panel said, is this the only property you need to sell, or is there more? She says, most of the time, there are more. But we don't ask that question. So make it part of your system to ask that question so that way you can make one listing into many more. And one good acronym to kind of keep you on track in terms of agent attraction is CAUSE. Connect. Number 1, connect. All these people EXPing on everybody, right? No, man, you got to connect with people. It's ultimately the relationship over everything. Ask questions. How are you really going to know somebody if you're talking the whole time? What kind of questions are you asking them? You know, what's important to them? Are you going what we call 3 deep? They tell you what's important to them and you're asking, tell me more. Like, because you really want to know if this is a person you want to be in business with. Can you even help them? What are their goals? What are their desires? How are you going to know that if you're just talking at them the whole time? You understand. Understand where they're coming from, understand who they are, understand the model, understand their market, understand their team, understand them a little bit. S, show the model. Now, a lot of agents say they know this model. They don't, because they heard it from somebody who's just barking at them. Blah, 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 blah. This is a terrible company. Blah, 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 blah. All recruiting, which only, by the way, only about 12% of EXP agents out of 85,000 have somebody who have signed them as a sponsor. And a lot of those are very large teams that move over, and that's just the natural progression of things. Of course, they're going to sign their team lead as the sponsor. Think about that. But anyway, show them the model. There will be something in there that's going to help them get from A to B. Watch. But the only way that you're going to be able to show them that, or they're going to feel that, is you have to be there to show them that model. E, elevate the experience. Now, this goes with every book ever. When you're building a team, you really want to elevate the experience, or your clients or whatever. You always want to do just a little bit more, right? And that's something we've done a really good job of, and I'm very proud of. We built a funnel. This funnel starts off wide. Everyone kind of starts at the top. The more you show up, the more you come down this funnel. The more value you get, the more opportunities you get. It's going to be hard to outgrow what we've built, but way more from what EXP's built, and we grow into this whole thing together. But elevate the experience. So I thought that was a really cool acronym, as you know. Well, but as you know, I love acronyms and had to share that. Side note, now walk with me through this. No judgment, okay? At the other EXP events, you will find that there's a lot of KW agents. Used to be KW agents, including myself. But this year was different. Yes, there was still people who left KW and is here, but I've seen a lot of Remax. A lot of Remax teams and brokerages after their contract, okay? But I kept running into, I used to be at Remax. And this year was wild. It was the first time I've ever been around that. Usually it's a KW thing, but that's just interesting to me. And we had some great people on stage, including Elena Cardone. And at the very end, there was a guy named Nick. Nick was born without legs, without an arm, and as a bodybuilder and everything else. I mean, nothing can hold this dude back. And he was very powerful. I mean, they played music. You know, if they're gonna play some music and somebody's talking, there's a little bit more of an emotional connection. But he said a quote to me, I felt like it was to me, where he said, cover your ears, children, commit to shitty minutes, not shitty days. What he meant by that was like, we're all going through something, but don't sit in that pool of crap, because all you're gonna do is create more crap, and you're gonna attract more crap. We can all just go bananas for a few minutes, but do your best to build a habit of pulling yourself out of that and not having crappy days. He also had us do an exercise where we put our hands on our heart, and he basically said, your heart was a gift from the Creator. So one of the largest, biggest, most powerful energies in this universe is gratitude. To be thankful for the things that you didn't work for. It was a gift. The gift of life. The gift of having your heart. I want you to look around of the things you have and be very thankful for that as well. He had us go deep into our childhood and everything else. I'm not saying I cried or anything, but it was amazing. So you need to go and follow this dude. I know he's like a daily thing too. Like something you can download as an app, I believe. You need to go check that out. So if you're asking, was EXPCON worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. But not only the stuff that I'm going to take home back to my family, but back to my team. The mindset stuff, the strategies for listings in a shifting market, the connections we made that we're bringing into our team to give value to our team, including people who are on the board of directors. The opportunities that showed up as long as you leaned into it. The referral partners. We had some of our own agents who showed up, loved it, got in the mix. And also thank you to this crew, the Murat Enterprise, and everything they do for us and our team as well. By the way, we're very excited for the private mastermind in Puerto Rico. I ain't forgot. But also want to say welcome to the 2 agents who joined us while we were here as well. One in Arizona, one in Ohio. My wife was like, whoop, whoop, the Ohio peeps. And thank you for watching this video. I mean this. If there's anything I can do to help you, if you know me at the EXP University crew, like, I'm raising my hand. How can I help all the time? I want to help you. Do you have questions? Do you have concerns? Do you not really know where to go next in your career, your personal, your professional life? Let me know. And on that note, if you like this video, I know you'll like one of these. Go ahead and subscribe, like, share, you know, all that jam. Till then, I'm going to keep bringing the news to you when it comes to these events.